Hello, today is Thursday, October 31st, 2024. So today is the last day for October. And in Korea, we are saying that we should, especially the male and female couple, should get together and celebrate the end of the October or almost end of autumn. So we call it 10월의 마지막 밤. That's the last night of October. It's not a widespread practice to go out and have dinner or have some kind of party or drinks together. Have drinks together, but it's a little bit moody, popular among youngsters. As for me, I am pure Korean. I work for Korea Telecom, and I am 56 years old. So that means I don't celebrate October, the last day of October, but I would like to contemplate how the time flies so fast. Soon I would like to make a trip to China, so I'm just taking a look at how I travel. I tried to go to Xi'an, but I hesitated and I procrastinated so that the tickets are not available for my trip. Using the mileage points that I accrued with Asian Airlines. So Beijing looks like a quite easy target for my travel. So let's take a look into. I heard that my 老师杨老师和王老师说，我要预定近期至今城。They say I need to make a reservation to enter Forbidden City or to go to the Malijiangseng or the Great Wall. So let's find out if that's true. And I am trying to read this article to practice English, right? I'll just focus on the pronunciation and instant pickup of the new words expressions. Forbidden City. This article is from Viata, trip advisor company, right? Viata. Forbidden City Palace Museum tours and tickets. The Forbidden City or Palace Museum is the world's largest palace complex with more than 800 buildings and some 8,000 rooms set in the heart of Beijing, in the heart and soul of Beijing. Deemed off limits to visitors for some 5 centuries, today this UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of the city's most popular attractions. So the address is 4 Jingshan Front Street, Dongcheng, Beijing. Tours and tickets to experience Forbidden City. But let's go to the FAQ. What are people saying about Forbidden City Palace Museum? People also ask, how much are tickets to the Forbidden City? The tickets to the Forbidden City cost different amounts in peak and off-peak seasons. At peak, April to October, tickets cost 60 yuan, about $8 US. At off-peak, November through March, tickets cost CNY 40 or 40 yuan, about 40 kwai, about US $5.5. Kids under 6 are free, and those 7 to 18 pay CNY 20, roughly 2.75 US dollars, $2.75. Is the Forbidden City open to tourists? Yes. The Forbidden City is open to tourists and is not in fact forbidden. However, not all areas are accessible at all times. Around 70% is accessible at one time, with other areas closed for restoration and maintenance. Further, the city is closed on Mondays, except on public holidays. What can tourists do at the Forbidden City? Tourists can visit ancient buildings, galleries, palaces, halls, throne rooms, gardens, and other public and once private areas in the Forbidden City. Galleries display furniture, weapons, sculptures, clocks, porcelain, calligraphy, arts, treasure, and more. You can also climb parts of the 32-foot, 10-meter wall for views across the citadel and Beijing. What is the best time to go to the Forbidden City? The best time to visit the Forbidden City is spring and fall, when the weather generally is good for exploring the complex. April to October is the busy peak season, so visit in the early morning or late afternoon during these months to avoid the thickest crowds. What is the dress code for the Forbidden City? There is no specific dress code for visiting the Forbidden City, and tourists in China generally can wear whatever they like. Wear comfortable shoes for walking. This palace complex is the largest in the world and dress appropriately for the season's weather, as there are both indoor and outdoor areas. How long does it take to tour the Forbidden City? Many visitors make a 2 to 3 hour trip to the Forbidden City to see the highlights, but this is the minimum amount of time. You could spend a full day or more at the Forbidden City learning about Chinese history, culture, art, and architecture among the 900 plus buildings in the complex. Wow, interesting. So it's not, we don't have to make a reservation, right? We just go and enter the palace. The basics. With so much to see at this Beijing landmark, everything from the living quarters of emperors to ceremonial rooms and galleries lined with imperial artifacts. Many visitors opt to visit with a guide who can navigate the vast complex from the Ming and Qing dynasties and point out its most interesting features. Those short on time in the Chinese capital can opt for a day tour that combines a Forbidden City visit with time at other Beijing attractions, such as Tiananmen Square, Temple of Heaven, Summer Palace, and the Great Wall. As well, number of gardens, museums, pagodas, and pavilions dot the area. Pagodas, right? Pagodas. Pavilions dot the areas. Pagodas. Agola, pergola, right? Pergola, agola, pagodas, right? Pagodas are similar to agodas. Wait, so that was basic. Right, overview. Let's go to overview one more time. Things to know before you go. Choose between a standard entrance ticket and city tour that includes access to the Temple of Heaven and the Summer Palace. For a more personal experience of the Forbidden City and other Beijing highlights, choose a private tour. As many as 80,000 people visit the Forbidden City daily, so it's best to book ahead or book a tour that includes a skip-the-line access. The Forbidden City offers little shade, so bring sunscreen, a hat, and plenty of water if visiting on a warm day. Wear comfortable shoes and be prepared for a fair amount of walking. For that, I will remember this expression. For a fair amount of walking. Skip the line access, right? Another expression is skip the line access. Book a tour that includes skip the line access. Skip the line access. Book a tour that includes skip the line access. You need to prepared for a fair amount of walking. You need to be prepared for a fair amount of walking. How to get there? Arriving by public transport or walking is preferred over taxi, as the taxis are not allowed to stop nearby. Take the subway line 1 or Tiananmen West or Tiananmen East, or catch one of the many buses going to Gudong. Trip ideas. When to get there? To avoid crowds at this popular Beijing attraction, it's best to visit the first thing in the morning when the ticket office opens. Avoid weekends and Chinese national holidays. Best view of the Forbidden City. Before or after touring the Forbidden City, it's nice to get a sense of its size by seeing it from above. Jingshan Park, located just across from the palace's north gate, is home to the highest point in Beijing and affords the best panoramic bird's eye view of the Forbidden City. Panoramic, right? Panoramic. Frequently asked questions. The answers provided below are based on answers previously given by the tour provider to customers' questions. What are the nearest attractions to Forbidden City Palace Museum? Attractions near Forbidden City Palace Museum: Treasure Gallery, Inner Court, Nanting Imperial Garden of the Palace Museum. What else should I know about attractions in Beijing? As well as visiting the Forbidden City Palace Museum, check out these trip ideas to make the most of your visit. Hot spring spa experiences in Beijing. Though before you go, visiting the Great Wall of China, acrobatic shows in Beijing. More tours in Beijing, right? More attractions near Beijing. The Great Wall. Jingshan Park. Trending attractions, Colosseum, Louvre Museum. I thought there was a Great Wall, but no wall. So that was the about Forbidden City. Thanks for listening. I'll read another article in a different video.